If you want a clean dough dump or nice and smooth dough that isn't sticky, this is the video for you. This is the first set of stretch and folds, and it is sticky and very shaggy. And this is after the fourth set of stretch and folds. The dough is nice and smooth. It's not overly sticky to the touch, and it already pulls away from the bowl. This dough has developed enough gluten strength and it is ready for bulk fermentation. So let's go back to the first set. I mixed my dough and I let the dough rest for 1 hour before starting on my first set of stretch and folds. This dough is an 82% hydration, but it can work if it's more or even less hydration. So just go ahead and follow these steps. You will go ahead and start to perform stretch and folds, pulling the dough and folding it over, going around the bowl. You will not stop at just doing 4 stretches. You will continue until the dough starts to pull back a little bit. You want to make sure that your hands are wet to make this step a little bit easier. Since my dough is a very high hydration dough, I will have dough left over on my hands. So as you can tell, I did stretch the dough until it started to pull back, and then I went ahead and flipped my dough upside down. I like to do this because the bottom of the dough sometimes doesn't really get strong enough and it doesn't let you get a clean dough dump if that's what you're looking for. I like to grab the dough and just do a few slap and folds very gently so I don't tear the dough. I go ahead and do this for about 2 minutes and I like to shape the dough into a ball or somewhat of a ball. At this point, you won't really get a smooth dough. It'll look very shaggy still, but you can tell the difference between the beginning and the end. I get a lot of questions asking if I oil the bottom of my bowl because my dough dumps are just clean and the bowl just looks like I haven't mixed anything on it. But the trick is I like to use a rubber spatula to mix my dough. It's, as you can see here, I'm mixing all of the ingredients, but I am kind of scraping the sides of the bowl and putting it towards the center. That way I can clean the bowl as I'm mixing the dough. I used to use the dough whisks before, but I never really got a clean bowl at the end, and I felt like I struggled with my dough getting out of the bowl easily because I just wasn't cleaning the bowl properly and there was a lot of dough left over or a lot of flour left over on the sides of the bowl. You can also use whatever tool you have to mix your dough or your hands, and then you can use a rubber bench scraper to clean the bowl if you don't have a rubber spatula. You can even wet this tool to avoid it from sticking onto your dough. And I kind of like to do this motion right here to help strengthen the dough a little bit more without using my hands, and it actually helps strengthen your dough even though you're being very gentle with it. This is what the dough looked like after the first set. The bowl is pretty clean and the dough doesn't look as shaggy. This is the second set right here, and the dough is still very, very sticky, and you can tell that it's a very hydrated dough. So I will do the same thing that I did on the first set, stretching the dough and folding it over, going around the bowl until the dough starts to resist. You do not want to stop at only 4 stretch and folds and then let the dough rest for 30 minutes to an hour because the dough needs extra strengthening. When I first started on my sourdough journey, I would just follow what everyone said and just stretch the dough 4 times, let it rest, and do that 4 times. And my dough was never as good and as pretty and as nice as it is now. I strengthened my dough enough to get a window pane. Strengthening your dough enough will help you get a better rise on your loaf when you bake it. It'll also be easier to shape and get out of the bowl, and it is so much easier in general. You won't need flour on your counter. And if you see all of those pretty doughs on TikTok and all of these other platforms, this is what they do. They strengthen the dough enough to get a pretty dough. So now that we are done with the second set of stretch and folds, you can see that the dough is even smoother. I do like to go ahead and clean the bowl once again. I usually clean the bowl on the first and second set if I have a high hydration dough because the dough tends to be a little bit stickier. But on the third and fourth set, I've noticed that I don't really have to because the dough has gotten very strong and it's not as sticky. So this is the third set, and now all I'm doing is coil folds. I am not going to stretch the dough and fold it over anymore because at this point my dough is starting to rise and I don't want to disrupt any of the progress it has made. You can see that it's starting to get a little bit fluffy. It's way smoother. It's starting to keep its shape and it's not really spreading out as soon as I do the coil fold. The third and fourth set don't really need much time because the dough is very tight and it is keeping its shape much better. And you can see here that it's not really sticking to the bottom of the bowl and it's not like getting very long and elastic. So that means your dough is getting strong. So now you will let the dough rest and then do the fourth set. Look at how beautiful the dough is. It's already starting to get jiggly because it's starting to rise and you can tell that it's not even sticking to the bowl anymore. On this fourth set, you can see it's basically a perfect dough, but I want to do a last round of stretch and folds just to make sure that the dough is perfect at the end. And it's my favorite part, so I like to do a fourth set. So again, only doing coil folds, and you can see that the dough is super fluffy now. So as long as you take your time and do stretch and folds properly, strengthen your dough properly, you will get a clean, smooth dough. Now that we are done with our fourth set, you can see that the dough isn't sticky to our hands anymore. It's tacky but not sticky. It's nice and jiggly, and you can even pull it away from the bowl already, which means we will have a perfect clean dough dump at the end when we're ready to shape our dough. So I hope this video helps you out on your sourdough journey. Let me know if you have any comments down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.